What do you think for gaming in particular gives someone longevity? For example, in our focus has always been sort of comedy, let's say comedy/lifestyle, music, and a little bit of gaming, but those gamers specifically are focused on Minecraft. So for us, it's about educating them at the beginning. Okay, brand deals, great. Like you've been approached by people, they want you to do stuff for free. You're not getting paid for it. You should be getting paid this amount. So that's part one. Part two is getting into more sustainable long-term stuff like a podcast, a show, something they're writing, et cetera, et cetera. For gaming in particular, how does that differ for you guys?
I think for gaming talent specifically, if I was talking to a talent that's starting out, I think not being too attached to one particular game, if you can be, is a massive advantage. I think the talent that I think have done that the best, like the gaming talent I think have done that the best, is probably someone like a Laserbeam. He's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world now, certainly in Australia. And I think everyone would certainly consider him a gaming talent. But if you go to his channel, he's not playing a particular game. Right? You know, he got really big playing Fortnite, but people don't watch him because he's good at Fortnite. They watch him because he has such a great personality. His content is creative, and he is truly using the game just as a vehicle for his ideas. And I think that is something that is really important. I think you don't just want to be someone people watch because they like that particular game.
Yeah.
If you have a great personality and you've found people that you found an audience that will follow you no matter what you try, that is the definition of longevity. And then in terms of revenue, obviously you want to be trying to diversify your revenue sources. So I'm always looking for talent that, you know, maybe we find them streaming on Twitch, but we think they have great potential to have really good YouTube content. Streamers are great, but the content that they do doesn't have longevity really, because you're only monetized while you're live, which is not ideal. Obviously, if you can create a massive YouTube channel that's monetizing and you're making money while you're sleeping, which is much more ideal. And then from there, you know, it's trying to build them out so that they've got a great brand and they have the ability to have long-term partnerships, which brings long-term revenue opportunities. And I think, you know, one of the talent that I'm working with at the moment, Aussie Antics, is like the perfect example of that. He's now, I think, the biggest Fortnite streamer in the world. And we found him, he was streaming on Twitch and doing a great job there with a particular format. And now he's been able to diversify that a lot. He's got a great YouTube channel as well. He's partnered with an esports org in the US. And so what he's able to do has diversified a lot, and I think given him a huge amount more longevity.
Yeah, it's really interesting you mentioned being known as a storyteller and not a Fortnite gamer is absolutely key. There's no doubt about that. I'd never ever thought about the whole Twitch v YouTube thing. So it's very, very interesting. This medium of gaming, what is it about it, do you think? Like, you know, when you look at comedy and stuff like that, it's often just like about engagement for a short period of time. How does someone react to a TikTok? Like, does 24% of the audience engage it, 3%? What is it, the thing that people are particularly in tune of? What is it the brand's like? Is there anything in particular about gaming that makes it different?
Yeah, and I think this is coming from someone that was not a gamer growing up, but is now something that I have a massive appreciation for. And I think gaming's amazing because it's so engaging. And whether you're playing a game or you're watching gaming content, the length of engagement with that content is so much longer than I see on any other content or social media, hands down, by like a factor of hundreds, I think. Like for many of our top creators on Twitch, their average watch time on Twitch is like 27 minutes. Like that's nuts. Like,
yeah,
on average, people are opening and watching for 27 minutes. It's a really, really long time when you compare it to like a TikTok where you're just flicking.
6 seconds, if you're lucky.
So it's like that amount of time where people are like truly engaged with that content is very, very unique. And I think gaming's not going anywhere because what gaming as a medium looks like is developing so rapidly. And, I think a lot of people see gaming as like, yeah, teenage boys logging on, playing Call of Duty for half an hour or an hour or whatever, and then logging off. But what that gaming experience looks like now is very different. And people aren't doing it just to play a game. They're doing it to engage with people, to hang out with their friends virtually. And, I think we saw that a lot over COVID, where gaming and gaming content in particular completely exploded. And, I don't forget that like a couple of years ago, we were at the Fortnite World Cup in New York, and I was talking to one of the Fortnite developers there, and he was like, yeah, we're noticing this trend where like teenagers will come onto Fortnite, but they're just hanging out in the lobby. Like they're not even playing games. They're just hanging out in the lobby, like talking on voice to their friends. Like, they're hanging out after school. They're not playing the game. They're just there talking to their friends. They're using Fortnite to do that.
Wow.
And I think it's amazing now. And it's not surprising with that in mind now that you're seeing companies like Epic talking about the metaverse. You're seeing Facebook rebrand to Meta. And it's all about how are these big internet companies going to create these much more always on immersive internet experiences. And whatever we're doing online now is way less static. It's not like you're going onto the internet and you're typing like how to cook salmon or something. And then you're just there and you're working out how to cook salmon, and then you log off and that's the end of your internet experience. It's like everything we're doing now is becoming so much more immersive, and gaming, whether that looks like what traditional gaming looks like, or whether it looks like something a little bit different and it's much more sandbox and it's much more, people going to watch a Travis Scott concert in Fortnite or an Ariana Grande concert in Fortnite, or, they're going into a VR world and doing something there. That is all gaming in my mind. And that's only going to keep growing so much bigger. And the audience of people that are going to be taking part in it is going to get bigger.
I can see how you're starting to look at this business in the long term with the development of the metaverse. Yeah, there's something very exciting about that, because it combines three key areas, which is AR, VR / gaming, NFTs / crypto, and AI.
Yeah.
There's something about that combination of three things that is super exciting, and I would agree with that. There's a few different companies focused on this area, and it's very interesting to hear you focus in on that. I just want to pull back to you mentioned before about Laserbeam. I'm pretty sure he was in Free Guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that just, I think, to me highlights their role as storytellers in this future world that we're starting to look at.